What's going on, everybody? It's your boys over notice off DFS here to bring you that NBA slate breakdown for the 5-game NBA slate. We got a sweet spot, almost sweet spot, 5 games. You guys know I say the 5, 6, 7 game slates. Those are really the sweet spots and the best spots to be able to make some pretty good money on an NBA slate because it's enough variance and enough core pieces for you to really like not have to get too crazy, too different. That random outlier game that happens for a player, it's not going to kill you if you don't have it on a nice little 5, 6 gamer. Unlike it would whenever it's those bigger slates. But looking at everything, this is a decent slate. We got some teams that are on the back and back-to-back. Of course, it's not the NBA if we don't have to worry about some injury news and things like that for us to go over. Of course, we will touch on those things because we do got some teams, again, they're on the back end of a back-to-back, and definitely some news that we got to pay attention to see what's going on with some of these players. Quick recap of last night. My core was Josh Giddey, Royce O'Neal, who killed it yesterday. Of course, OT, that kind of helped a little bit. But Royce O'Neal, he was a monster out there last night. Bona was my value. Of course, if you guys see the lock button right there, I put out that, hey, I was only going to take Bona from the early games because that was the only person I really felt like you had to get because he was decent value on the slate, sub 4K, starting, played decent minutes, and he did well. Could have got me 20 or more fantasy points, but it was okay. And then outside of that, of course, I was wrong, man. Tyrese Maxey has been Tyrese Maxey and VJ Edgecombe. Let's take a second to talk about the 76ers. I think they got the steal out of the draft. Like, I get it, Cooper Flag, he's there and everything, but VJ is definitely making his case. And if the injury bug that the Philadelphia 76ers normally have with their players that they get down there, we know we've seen Maxey miss some time. Of course, Paul George, Joel Embiid, they've been missing time. McCain, he's missing time and stuff like that. If VJ can stay healthy, Cooper Flag gonna have it's not just gonna be Cooper Flag's just position to win Rookie of the Year, and that's straight up. Like VJ, he's legit, he's real. I like what I see, man. Amazing, and that's a pretty good tandem that they got right there. Definitely doesn't make me want to rush back Paul George. Joel, hey, you're gonna play 20 minutes a night. Just chill. They definitely got some really great young pieces there, but we've seen this before. The whole Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid era where it was like, oh shoot, Philly finally got their pieces. We've seen it before, so hopefully no injuries strike them, and they'll be able to do pretty good over there. But I don't know. I did not have a good night last night. My value pieces, they didn't work. Sadiq Bey, I had Sadiq Bey in here. That did not pan out for me at all. What was it? McBride or Murphy over there for the Pelicans. Zion was ruled out. I was like, oh, he's going to have a little usage. Boston, they are definitely allowing quite a bit of threes to be shot on them. That did not pan out at all whatsoever. But hey, that's the one thing I love about the NBA. It's every day. So we get another crack to try again and see what we can do. If you guys are new here, you guys enjoying this type of content, make sure you guys hit the subscribe button so you guys don't miss in the sauce your boy drops over here on the channel. Drop a like on this video or any other videos, content. Help you guys want some money. As you guys can see, my schedule has changed up quite a bit. Tuesdays, Thursdays, Saturdays, you guys are definitely getting content. If I can pump anything else out on Mondays and Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays, I definitely will try to, but if you guys have been here for a while, I am in school. So it's a little hard for me to be able to do that and balance, school, work, and family life. It is quite a bit to be able to do. Looking at the injury report over here for tomorrow, Joel Embiid, Philly, they are on the back end of back-to-back. They did play yesterday. Joel Embiid, he was out for that one. Everything that I seen suggested that this was just because they were on the front end of a back-to-back, so he should play today. Granted, I would expect for him to still be limited in regards to his minutes and rotational role that he's been doing over here for, well, not his role, but his minutes. He's not going to play, I don't think, over 20-25 minutes, but we'll get into that later. For the Washington side, Johnson, questionable. Koulibaly, he's already listed out. For the Charlotte Hornets, big thing over here for them, Trey Mann is questionable. Something going on with his jaw, something like that. And then Brandon Miller, he's legit out with a shoulder injury. For the Miami Heat, Tyler Hero is still going to be out. Terry Rozier, of course, he's going to be out indefinitely. Fontecchio, questionable. We do need to know if Fontecchio is going to be in or out because that's going to have some effect in regards to Jaime Jaquez and some of the other players off the bench over there for them. For the New York Knickerbockers, Karl Anthony Towns, he's questionable to play. If he's going to be out, then of course we'll know we'll get some other value. And then Miles McBride, he's listed as questionable. I want to say he missed last game that they played, so definitely something that we want to pay attention to. And Yabusele, he's questionable as well. Mitchell Robinson, he is out. For the Milwaukee Bucks, Cole Anthony, that's one I really want to know if he's going to be in or out because they're already without Kevin Porter Jr., Kyle Kuzma popped up on the injury report yesterday. He's questionable to play as well. If Cole Anthony's out, of course, we should see Rollins get the start once again right there for them. For the Sacramento Queens, really no news that we got to pay attention to over here for them. OKC, back end of a back-to-back for them. We just played last night. Chet was questionable to play yesterday, ended up playing. Didn't do bad, looked pretty good. Posterized Cooper Flag, welcome to the NBA moment out there. Alex Caruso, he's been listed out with that concussion for yesterday. This has not updated yet from my understanding, so we should get some news in regards to if AC is going to be back for today. I know that Joe is going to be out, Jalen Williams is out, Kendrick Williams is out, Toppin is out. The one that we do need to just know on is going to be Alex Caruso right there. For the Clippers taking on the Golden State Warriors, Bradley Beal out, nothing really to worry about over here. Over here for the Golden State Warriors though, Al Horford, they held him out for the front end of the back-to-back. He's expected to play on today. Heading on over to DraftKings, the site I play the most on the site. If you guys don't have an account, you want one, check the link down in the description box below so you guys get that deposit match bonus and join your boy over here on the Kang. All right, so looking at the slate, really, I actually do like quite a bit at the guard position. I do think guard is loaded on today's slate, but going game by game seems to be what everyone likes to get over here. Philly taking on Washington in this game. Tyrese Maxey, he's been playing out of his mind, but I will say the price 9,500 coming off of back-to-back, played 42 minutes. So this is going to be my issue. I know it's early in the season, but back-to-backs, I understand the matchup going up against Washington. Yeah, great matchup, easy, good day. But to me, if a player, especially in the NBA, they play 35 minutes or more on the front end of a back-to-back and then going into the next game, I don't care how easy that matchup is because you've seen it tonight. Wemby, Anthony Davis, both played yesterday. Both barely got up over 250-ish fantasy points because one, they're going to be limited in regards to the minutes rotation. Two, the legs might just be a little bit more dead. Legit. Wemby didn't have as many blocks as what he normally has going out there against the Raptors, even though he was dominating on the glass and he was able to out there to score pretty well. You see other players end up getting, take some of that load and things like that. For me, as great as Tyrese Maxey looks at 9,500, like I said, guard is loaded today. You got some cheap prices, especially Steph Curry, the flamethrower that he's been in. He's killed the Clippers throughout his career. James Harden, he's mispriced on today's slate. Looking at the Queens, Zach LaVine, DeMar DeRozan, those guys over there at the guard spot. Jalen Brunson is mispriced drastically going up against the Milwaukee Bucks. LaMelo Ball, he's on the slate, so I don't see myself necessarily having to get to Tyrese Maxey. And I will say Embiid being back in the fold and playing, I understand 60, 52, 60 fantasy points. That's great. That's good. Matchup is good going up against Washington, but not necessarily a must play that you got to get to. Again, heavy minutes logged for him yesterday. Joel Embiid on a minutes limit. Yes, he can go out here and dominate in the spot, but and I know that Washington, they give up a ton of paint points, ton of rebounds, things like that to opposing bigs inside the paint. He's there. Embiid, 8,200. By all means, go ahead. VJ Edgecombe, I know he's a rookie, but again, he's another one that hits that threshold for me. He's played hella minutes. He's played heavy minutes. This is their third game in 4 nights as well. So we already know that fatigue factor that can be there, and I would expect maybe a little bit less in regards to the limitation on the minutes over there for these guys. Quentin Grimes, he's sitting here at the 6,400 price tag. That's not a bad price tag at all. Don't mind that. Kelly Oubre Jr. played the hella minutes yesterday as well, going up against one of his former teams. You definitely can't mess with that, but not something that you have to plant your flag on. I would say, looking over here for me, if you want to take a stab at Joel Embiid, go right ahead. 8,200, not bad. If you want to ignore all the facts in regards to third game in 4 nights, the heavy minutes that they've been playing, of course, VJ Edgecombe, Tyrese Maxey, Kelly Oubre Jr., all those guys definitely do make a lot of sense. You could probably come down here to Jabari Walker as a potential value option. Maybe he can get a little bit of extra burn and run out there. Same thing for Justin Edwards would be something that you could possibly go to, but I do think that's just getting a little bit way too cute in regards to trying to look at some value. Alex Sarr, last year's what did he win rookie? No, he did not win rookie of the year, but one of the candidates for rookie of the year last year. Alex Sarr playing pretty well so far to start the season. 26, 26, 25 minutes, kind of same thing that we saw last year, but doing it pretty well. And the Washington Mystics, I mean, not Mystics, Lord have mercy, the Washington Wizards, I am still in WNBA mode. The Washington Wizards, they definitely have surprised me to start the season in regards to their play from the young players that you got out here with Sarr. And then, of course, Keontae George going out here 66 and 44 fantasy points. Did not see that coming from him at all whatsoever. Of course, should have expected a little bit more of a jump from these young guys as they continue to play. But Sarr 6,700, definitely do not mind that at all. Keontae George, the way that he's been playing, this is not a bad spot. CJ McCollum, he's the veteran leader over here, and he should be out there doing a lot of what he does and what we've seen him do in prior teams, going over there from Portland and then also on New Orleans Pelicans. 6,300 is definitely not a bad position to spot to want to go ahead and get to over here for him as well. I would say between him and Sarr, those two would be probably the main primary two that I would want to get to. Chris Middleton, old bag of bones Chris Middleton, he's out there, he's playing. He definitely can get upwards into the 29-30ish minutes range right there. Definitely we could look towards that. Of course, this game going up against the Charlotte Hornets was a blowout, so didn't have to log those heavy minutes right there. Go out there, get you about 20ish plus fantasy points. Definitely something he can do. Now, if you guys watched my content last year, you know I am a big Cam Whitmore truther player, and I do love me some Cam Whitmore. Cam Whitmore, he's here. He's playing minutes. He is a good player, and I think that this is a decent chance for him to be able to go ahead and continue to show that. If he's going to get upwards of 15 minutes, price right around that 4K range, this is a good value that I can see myself getting to, especially the matchup game gets out of hand. Either way that it goes, probably we could see enough of Cam Whitmore for him to go out there and pay us off that value right there on the day. And I do like the upside. Charlotte Hornets taking on the Miami Heat. Now, Charlotte Hornets, they play fast. Miami Heat, we normally think of the Miami Heat as a slow team, but this year they are coming out and they are top 5 in regards to pace so far this year. So with that being said, one, I think this is a stackable game that we can look to for not only prop bets, but if you want to make a same game parlay. Really do like this game because the ball movement, the way that I'm seeing the Charlotte Hornets play right now has been good, especially to start the season. Loving the upside for a lot of these guys. And LaMelo Ball, I think maybe just a little bit. Might have grown up, might have got a little bit more maturity over there for him. 9,700, love. Do not mind this price tag. 61, 84 fantasy points in these last 2 games for him right here. No Brandon Miller because he's going to be out, so usage will still be there for him. 9,700, not a bad price tag, gets you off that Tyrese Maxey. But Miles Bridges, I do think, of course, Miles is always to me mispriced, and he's got a good matchup, power forward position going up against Bam Adebayo. I know Bam, he's a decent defender, at least in some people's minds, but so far, Paolo Banchero, 44 fantasy points, Karl Anthony Towns, 47 fantasy points. Miles Bridges, he can knock in that 3 ball, he can facilitate, and he can also snag some rebounds and play some defense. Don't mind going to Miles Bridges. We know these two right here have some of the highest uses over here. Colin Sexton, he's the value. You can come off of LaMelo Ball. No Brandon Miller. He's going to be in the starting lineup. Definitely do not mind getting out here to Colin Sexton. We know he can stuff the stat sheet, and he's a flamethrower himself, especially if Trey Mann is going to be out as well. That could solidify a little bit more minutes out there for Colin Sexton because then it's a little bit thinner at the guard rotation for them. Knuppel, he's been playing pretty well out there. Not afraid to shoot it. Not afraid to jack up those threes. Definitely do not mind getting Knuckle as a value option that you have on the slate. And then Ryan, him as well. He's starting going up against Khalil Ware. I'm a little bit indifferent right here on Ryan. Definitely don't think that you have to get that cute coming out here to center. There's one center that I really feel like sticks out above all of them on today, and we're going to get to that. Have not even touched that game yet in regards to it. But Ryan's there. He's there as a value option that you can get to. Now with Trey Mann, if he's going to be ruled out, I do think that we can look at some value over here off of the bench for the Charlotte Hornets. Over here, looking at Zion James, of course, Brandon Miller's not there. Trey Mann, if he's ruled out, maybe we could see some more run and burn for Zion still. 20 minutes last game out, and I know Trey Mann did start and didn't start, but he played a little bit of minutes in that game, then was out for a bit. 20 minutes, 13 points, 3 assists. Charlotte has some players that actually are some dogs wanting to score. And they're looking very good in regards to what they're doing out there. I don't mind looking at Zion James as a potential value, especially if Trey Mann is rolled out. That should definitely solidify some minutes for him over there as one of the guards. Flipping over here to the Miami Heat, Bam Adebayo, of course, opposing power forwards, bigs going up against the Hornets. That's still not going to change no matter how great they're playing. And if he could just continue to do what he does, be consistent, I would definitely consider messing with the Asia Wilson of the NBA. But Bam Adebayo, 8K, not bad. 40, 39, 33 fantasy points. Pretty good spot for him going up against the Charlotte Hornets. Outside of that, Norman Powell, he's looking amazing. He's the big reason why I feel like they're able to push the pace and play with how they've been playing over here for the Heat so far this season. 29 actual, the dude is just a flamethrower. And he showed this on the Clippers, so we shouldn't be surprised at what he's doing. 6,900 is not a bad price tag at all for him. I don't mind getting there. I know Davion Mitchell might have let some people down over here going up against the Memphis Grizzlies with that 21 minutes, 10 fantasy points, but he's out there to facilitate and do what he does. And so I definitely don't mind going to Davion Mitchell. Good spot going up against the Charlotte Hornets. Definitely some of those defensive chops, being able to get some steals would be in his wheelhouse here in this spot. I don't mind getting to that. Aaron, Andrew Wiggins, he's there, but I really don't have too much care. Instead, I do like some of the plays off the bench. Jaime Hawkins Jr. looking looking like Jaime Jaquez of old, what I expected last year to see from Jaime, driving to the rim, getting there, getting the arm, getting to the line, things like that. I like what I'm seeing from Jaime Jaquez. Not as many threes and stuff like what we were seeing last year. 45 and actually in the rotation, which is I think the bigger part right there. But I do like the upside for Jaime Jaquez. Definitely a good game, good spot for us to look and target for him. If Fontecchio is out, I think that's going to solidify some more minutes for Jaime and for Jovic as well. 23, 27, 25 minutes. He's out there. He's playing his role as well. Don't mind either one of these guys as potential value. But Jaime Jaquez would be my favorite one between the two. And then if Fontecchio is ruled out, then it will still, of course, a lot more for Jaime, but Jovic would be in play as well as another potential option that you can get to. New York Knickerbockers taking on the Milwaukee Bucks. Looking at it over here at New York. They're all right. Karl-Anthony Towns game time decision sitting at 8,600. If Towns is ruled out, then of course we know we're going to the other three guys, the other three main guys over here for them. Jalen Brunson, OG Anunoby, Miles Bridges. This is kind of even distribution is the way that I can look at it for the New York Knicks, which we shouldn't be surprised. We've seen what Brown has done when he was over there on the Sacramento Queens, what they were able to do with De'Aaron Fox, Sabonis, DeRozan while he was over there. Those guys, a lot of the usage hub is kind of the same thing like what we're seeing over here for New York, but you kind of know what you're going to get. Brunson, I do think that he is a little bit underpriced, sitting at that 81 price tag. Still his annoying self. And of course, I say that because I really don't like the Knicks. But 8,100, not a bad price tag. Going up against the Bucks, I don't mind it at all for him. OG Anunoby, if Towns gets ruled out, maybe some more rebounds. Definitely, of course, we know that he'll be out there in the corners taking those threes. Wouldn't mind getting to OG as a potential option. And of course, we know his defensive chops. He's going to be out there trying to play annoying defense out there for what he can do to deal with slowing down Giannis and assisting Towns if Towns does play in that regards. Miles Bridges, definitely don't mind him. We know, of course, he's going to be out there checking out those threes. Definitely defensive chops as well. But the primary hub for where the scoring comes from is these three guys, especially if Towns is going to be ruled out. But if Towns is in, then we're not even going to have to worry about that. Josh Hart played off the bench last game, 29 minutes off of the bench, which is not bad. Playing that bonus role with the assist, the rebounding, and of course we know he can somewhat score if he ever can find the hoop. Not necessarily looking towards that. I would much rather just go ahead and play the starter Mikal Bridges right there for me. If McBride gets rolled out, then of course we can look more towards some Jordan Clarkson. But if McBride is in, then definitely he's been playing well off the bench for them. I know he did start that one game going up against Boston, 32 minutes. 26 fantasy points, so definitely something that you can mess with. But if he's going to be out, then of course we're going to be looking towards Jordan Clarkson off the bench right there for them. And then of course Josh Hart, I think that some of those minutes will be more solidified for him as well. On the Milwaukee Bucks side of things, Giannis is probably going to be the highest owned stud on the slate. It's Giannis. The usage that he has, everything is flowing through him. The assists are still back again once again this season. The rebounding is there for him. No Brook Lopez out there. Miles Turner, he's out on the perimeter. The rebounds are there for Giannis. The scoring. He's going to have to score if the Bucks want to do anything. Definitely has a shoe-win position to be up there already in contention for MVP. Bucks just got to win games. That's it. But Giannis 11-8, just go ahead and slide him into the lineup. Kyle Kuzma, if he's ruled out, I wouldn't even care if he was ruled in. I'm not really looking towards Kuzma. Miles Turner has not had that big pop of a game yet. Eventually it will come. Maybe, just maybe, it could potentially come here in this position and spot. But I will not be there to find out, quite frankly. Bobby Porter's playing his role off the bench, only playing roughly around 20-ish minutes. Maybe if they're trying to get a little bit more of a spark, something, maybe we could see more for Popeye's Bobby, but not really gonna look there. Rollins with Kevin Porter Jr. out, he should be getting a start. Definitely do like him. You can run, value right there with taking Rollins and Giannis, and then run back with a OG Anunoby or Mikal Bridges or even Jalen Brunson if you want to do that right there. But I do like the upside for Rollins. Gary Trent Jr., he's out there to shoot threes. That's what he's out there for. And we've seen it where he's gone out here and had actually decent scoring nights. Definitely you could mess with that. This is a decent defense in the New York Knicks. I don't see myself necessarily wanting to get there. Out of all the small forwards that have gone up against him so far in the season, Andrew Wiggins, 19.25 fantasy points. Tyson for the Cavs, 10.5. Jaylen Brown only had 32 fantasy points. To me, really, it's going to be Giannis. It's going to be Rollins. Those are going to be the main two that I actually want to get to over here from this team. That's going to be it when I'm looking at the Milwaukee Bucks. Sacramento Queens taking on my OKC Thunder. My Thunder are on the back end of back-to-back. For the Queens, Sabonis, from the weirdest hamstring injury I've ever seen in my life. I don't understand how you strained it, but you're already back and looks kind of lost. To me, he looks lost. Of course, they're figuring out what they're doing over here with all these guards, all the rotation, everything that they have. It's interesting to say the least. DeMar DeRozan, though, 7,600. Don't mind getting to him. He's pretty consistent to me in my eyes. I want to say actually DeRozan normally kills us. DeRozan normally actually plays versus the Thunder pretty well. 7,600 getting us on the back end of a back-to-back. I don't mind going to him. Zach LaVine, of course, we know his three-point chops. If he can knock down the three ball, he will be able to scorch us. He will. Especially if we're coming off dead legs. We've played a lot of games already to start the season. I could definitely see this being a drop spot for us back at home. It would be interesting to see if we can actually bring the energy from the moment go. But Zach LaVine, DeMar DeRozan would probably be like the main two I wouldn't mind getting to over here. And then Dennis Schroeder, surprisingly playing pretty decent to start the season. This is quote unquote a tough matchup for you going up against the Thunder. We are not relinquishing too many fantasy points to opposing guards. Only one that had a decent, and I mean barely decent day out there was Trae Young, where he dropped 35 fantasy points. Really probably going to be looking more towards the forward position. Sabonis, I know that he's historically been able to go out here and have decent nights going up against the Thunder in years past, where he's dropped 50 plus fantasy point outings, 40 plus fantasy points outings. Definitely maybe you can go there. This could be one of those, I'm not going to say triple double spots, because his playmaking seems like it's kind of falling off a cliff, but he is still out there scoring and he is rebounding. So maybe this could be one of those weird nights where he goes out there and just does something decent for you, but not anything necessarily that I'm running and tripping over to get over there. Russell Westbrook played extended minutes off the bench last time, but I just think that was because it was versus the Lakers. That's really what I think. I don't think that he would have. I don't know. It's still trying to figure out what are they doing with all these guards that they have over here. Russ is Russ coming back to OKC. Definitely, of course, you can mess with it, but you know that we're not going to be closing out Russ. You're going to shoot the ball, shoot it. Like, that's just what it is when it comes down to us. Not really too much I like over there on Sacramento Kings, and to be honest, not too much I like over here on my Thunder, except for off the bench. AJ Mitchell. If Alex Caruso gets rolled in, then definitely I can mess with Alex Caruso. But Cason Wallace, AJ Mitchell, and Andrew Wiggins. Those are really what I'm looking at. If you can fit Shea, you believe in Shea tonight, you think Shea's going to go out here and have a great day. Of course, he has a streak going on right now with 20 points. If you're looking for like a simple prop piece, then definitely I can mess with that right there. I know opposing guards have cooked versus the Kings, but again, just the amount of games that we've played, the minutes, like, I don't see myself. This is again another one where it's the third game in 4 nights for the Thunder right here, or 5 nights, 4 or 5 nights. We've played a lot of games over the last stretch, and of course those double overtime games and everything. I'm not necessarily looking to go there, especially not with Chet. You guys know how I feel in regards to that. I do not play Chet on back-to-backs, or just not with enough rest. Granted, has Chet gone out here and actually shown like, hey, yo, I'm not the same player. I can go out here and ball out. Cool. 57-43. You are slowly showing me, but I still do not trust you to be able to go out here, especially a Kings team. And I've seen the Thunder come out flat numerous times. I will just stick with the guys off the bench. AJ Mitchell, who's been playing phenomenal off the bench. Nothing less than 25 fantasy points so far to start the season. He's playing decent minutes as well. I don't mind going to him off the bench over here, logging less than 30 minutes, which is what I would actually take. Wiggins, we know that he could probably get up here and get out there, get some decent burn and run on the day. And then Queso, we know he typically plays that backup guard spot. Probably be the lesser of the three, just because he did play 33 minutes last night. Definitely, unless Queso's shot is falling, he's really not doing too much besides getting some defensive deflections and maybe an assist or two. So that would be my only thing over there for the Thunder. I'm not too heavy on the Thunder today. I just really am not. I don't see myself going there. Now, late night hammer. That starts hours after all the other games for whatever reason. And I don't mind it, DraftKings. Good stuff. Gives us something to look forward to. And you know what? Might not be cashing, and all of a sudden, bam, cashing. James Harden, mispriced. Don't know why. Kawhi Leonard, mispriced. I don't know why. And Zubac, mispriced. I don't know why. These 3 guys right here, all of them, rotate them, whatever. You can put any one of them into your lineup and have a good shot as a late night hammer right here. Zubac, he's been closing games, and we have seen it. Opposing centers going up against the Warriors so far to start the season, and this kind of goes back towards last season. They have been able to actually go out here and play pretty decent. Joker, he had the 60.75. Donovan Clingan had 30 fantasy points. Jock Landale dropped 30 fantasy points. Double for Zubac. I feel like Zubac double. 18 points will be where I'm putting him at. But Big Zoo going to go out here and he's going to do what he do. Big Zoo's going to go out here and do it. Kawhi Leonard, sure, played horrible in the first game. I'm not scared of Jimmy Butler. I'm not scared of Jonathan Kuminga. Why is he still priced at 7,600? That doesn't make any sense to me. But Kawhi Leonard, great spot. Don't mind going to Kawhi. James Harden, why is he priced at 8,500? I don't understand that. Misprices, misprice. And I wouldn't mind if I even end up with 2 of these guys going into this game versus the Warriors. I don't mind at all. I don't. James Harden, Zubac, which is a really great ping pong pairing right there. Kawhi Leonard and Harden, that's a good pair right there. I do think that Kawhi and Zubac eat into each other in regards to what they can actually do out there on the court. But definitely don't mind going with any 3 of these guys right here. John Collins playing off the bench. He looks okay. Definitely not bad. You could do worse if you get down there in that 5,200 price tag range. Brooke Lopez, he's out there to literally rain in the threes. This is like your dirty dirt of a value option that you can get to, and I don't mind taking him for 2 threes. That's typically what I used to take him for last year. I would take him for like 2 threes on the books or something like that, but I definitely wouldn't mind messing with Brooke Lopez. Derrick Jones Jr., he starts, he's out there for his defense, and he can randomly go out there and have you a 31 fantasy point outing, but don't expect that too far in between. Just play John Collins if you want to over there. On the flip side of things, going over here to the Golden State Warriors, Curry, 9,100. If you wanna stack this game completely, you honestly can. Curry, Jimmy Butler, Jonathan Kuminga, of course, going out here playing really great to start the season. Don't mind any of these guys right here. Draymond Green is Draymond Green, but I really do not like Draymond, to be very honest. When it comes down to it, Al Horford, he's gonna be back. He's gonna be eating into some minutes over here for them. It will be Steph Curry, Jimmy Butler, Jonathan Kuminga will be the main guys I want to get to. But really, I really want to focus on those Clippers. Those Clippers guys is what I want to actually play. So when you look at it on the slate, more than likely Giannis going to be very highly owned, and then you can go over here and flip it, go with your like Big Zoo, which I just really love what we can get for us Zubac over here on today's slate. That just really sticks out to me as a really nice option. I'll go over here to the Charlotte Hornets. Miles Bridges could be a decent spot. Knuppel definitely can mess with either one of those guys, or Colin Sexton as a value option. Any of those guys would be a nice spot to go ahead and continue with this. Granted, I have not fully figured out my core, but gonna work on it a little bit this morning. Definitely gonna go ahead and look at some prop plays because it's the NBA, man. It's the NBA. Good luck to everybody. If you guys are playing today, if you guys are looking for my my core and my studs that I'm gonna be on for tonight, check the link down description for the Patreon. Definitely subscribe to the channel if you guys have not done so already, so you guys don't miss any content your boy does drop over here. The days that I do not upload my videos, I definitely do try to give you guys some YouTube shorts and just different stuff. Or if I see something I like to react to, I put it up there on the YouTube shorts. Good luck to everybody on the day. Peace.